Hello and welcome to AspireHired. I am so excited to launch this new series, and the focus is live real time jobs and candidates. So, having a chance to meet hiring managers, recruiters, and find out about opportunities that are existing and currently available to go after. And today I am going to kick this off with a focus around dreaming in color because that is where I'm headed tomorrow morning. So I'm going to go ahead and pull up a presentation here and just share a little bit more information with you. And for those of you who I haven't had a chance to meet yet, my name is Shellen Briand, and I am really proud to be a trailblazer, part of the Ohana. I am Salesforce certified and a ranger, and I just have a passion for the career side of the business. Like I mentioned, headed to Dreamin in Color tomorrow, have the opportunity to moderate an incredible panel discussion. But I really want to encourage all of us to take advantage of this week. So, for all of you that I will see in person, it's certainly an elevated opportunity from a career perspective. It's going to be incredible, but really for everyone in the community, you can really take part in the energy and participate if you are someone that is seeking a new opportunity, if you're someone who has an opportunity, or just have a chance to really share the information. For those of you that are attending, there is a job fair, and that's an exciting opportunity to find out about roles that are available right now, to meet decision makers and recruiters. If you haven't had a chance to hop on Whova, there is a job section there. So there are a number of positions that are posted for specific jobs, and then also sharing your information and expressing interest with a variety of companies and the sponsors. And I'll share that next. I think for many of us, we forget sometimes all of the incredible partner companies that are in the ecosystem. And I think sometimes they aren't discussed in terms of the opportunities and jobs that are available. So be creative and really explore what's on the App Exchange. Pay attention to companies that support customers. Speakers are also a great opportunity to connect with people that are thought leaders. They're really, growing and learning and sharing information, often very happy to connect with you on social channels. Please also just share as you see, sponsors recognize speakers information. Just share it as you can. It's a great way to just get the word out, and particularly with Dreaming in Color and the focus on making sure that Black Salesforce professionals have all the opportunities available and a lot of active exposure. Twitter and LinkedIn will just be already are starting, but over the next few days we'll just be on fire with Dreamin in Color posts and messages, and enjoy, and also just pay attention to who's there. There's some incredible companies that will be present, and I will share a few of those opportunities, but there will be many more that I'm aware of today. So this is the group of sponsors and companies. This is a little bit of a tough year in the economy, and many companies have had some extra pressure on them financially. So special thank you to all of these organizations that made sure that their commitment to diversity and Dreaming in Color as a conference, that it doesn't happen without sponsors. It makes it accessible and affordable for the community. So thank you, but also take the opportunity to see who's here on this slide and keep them in mind. Many of them are hiring. Many of them will be in the coming weeks and years. There's a couple of people that I want to point out for those of you that are going to be in Raleigh for Dreaming in Color. Barron Congress and John Muir will be there. They work actively with customers and really have an emphasis on diverse candidates and finding and helping companies hire them. So take the time to say hello in person. For those of you who are not attending the conference, they're really open and excited to connect with you here on LinkedIn. And I wanted to also just featured Thomas Johnson and Brian Hunter. I haven't had a chance to work with them directly, but they are supporting both financially and with their presence, Dreamin in Color. So please take the opportunity to meet the two of them, get to know them at the conference. And those of you who are not attending, I'm sure they'll be really open and excited to connect with you here on LinkedIn as well. So I want to transition a bit from Dreamin in Color into what happened yesterday, and that is the Salesforce AI Day. It was very exciting and a bit overwhelming. If I don't know about all of you, but I've certainly found myself just astounded by what has happened in such a short period of time. And I've seen this quote many times all over the place, and that it's AI will not replace you, but someone using AI will. And my opinion is, honestly, AI is going to replace many people's current roles because it can do many things so much more efficiently. But at the very least, for really everyone, having the opportunity to embrace AI, get curious, figure out how to leverage it is something that will be essential. And certainly for those of us in the Salesforce world, if you didn't get a chance to watch everything yesterday, please take the opportunity to watch the recording because it's phenomenal. And it is definitely going to reinforce the importance of taking the time and jumping in now before things move ahead. And I know for me personally, it was something I was so curious about, jumped into just kind of to play around and to see what happened. And I've been amazed by how helpful it's been so far in taking away some of the work that took hours, and honestly does a great job. So, but we'll get into that another day. But I did want to just make sure to reinforce that I know if you're on LinkedIn, you can't get away from it. It's just been on fire with Salesforce AI. But this is a great time because Salesforce put the structure in place before yesterday to make sure that those of us that are interested can jump in and start learning. They also revealed that they are doubling a fund for AI startups to $500 million. So it's pretty astounding. It is certainly all in. But I bring that up from an opportunity perspective because there will be so many new organizations created, and pretty much every organization or many organizations are going to be wrestling with how to utilize AI, hiring people that are open to it. And it is certainly put your money where your mouth is. The money is flowing. So Salesforce released the AI Cloud. There's so many components to it, but what I wanted to mention in terms of job opportunities is it is just the momentum's unbelievable. It's changing quickly. I think leaders, hiring managers are going to be scrambling, trying to figure out how is this going to impact, what they need to do in the short term and the, bit longer term. It's a great opportunity to differentiate yourself from other candidates right now. That edge will not stay the same as it is right now. And it is a competitive advantage right now if you can just jump in and do some training and be able to add AI, GPT technology into your repertoire. It's hitting in every area. So in terms of customers and jobs, so it's from sales, service, marketing, Slack, Tableau, commerce, it's just all over. So every job and every Salesforce opportunity is going to be touched in some way in the coming months and years. So it is really essential. I was a bit surprised to see how many things were happening all at the same time. There is a whole summer of AI, and I think we'll see that hashtag quite a bit. And all throughout the summer, there's trainings, there's things that are rolling out. There's so many things that you can learn. And I loved this list here that was on LinkedIn, and it was feature availability in terms of how things were rolling out. And the Einstein trust layers, this month all the way into Tableau GPT will pilot in November. But in between that is just this huge variety of things that are happening so quickly. So certainly take the opportunity to follow some of the thought leaders and watch, and they will also start to showcase jobs and companies looking for this type of knowledge, or even I'd say enthusiasm about it, because there's a lot of people that are very nervous and feel negatively towards this kind of the AI world and what could happen. But I think the opportunity from a career perspective is having that kind of childlike enthusiasm and curiosity, and be a candidate who is willing to learn and adapt and be open to making changes, because things are going to be moving in a fast pace. One really great thing, most of you are probably on Trailhead and very familiar. Some people still aren't taking advantage of Trailhead Go, which creates a mobile opportunity and really easy to fill in those places of time. I find myself, getting points and badges and learning while I'm waiting for my daughter's gymnastic class, things like that. But right now, there is a whole series of things around AI skills, the background, specific technology that Salesforce related, and just that general foundational knowledge. So this is not my background at all. And I had a huge, interest and curiosity from the very beginning. There are a couple of people that I took the opportunity to reach out with. They had developed courses, and I took those and really, just dove into them to kind of check it out more from curiosity than anything else at the time. But I wanted to really point you in the direction of Mark and AI Force training. There's a free course that I would really encourage all of you to take, just from an exposure standpoint. Mark is one of the few people I know that actually has this background. So he has a strong Salesforce knowledge, but has many, many years and background in, training, education in AI. So he's bringing something that not as many people have, certainly in our ecosystem. And there are a number of people in the community that have taken the course, and you can hear directly from them. This QR code will actually take you directly to the page so that you can check it out. So, kudos to Mark. There's certainly a core group of people who have taken the course. I would also encourage you to follow them, because they're going to start talking more and more about opportunities that they're learning of because of the focus that they have. David Giller is another person that is so great with training and jumped in right away with ChatGPT Secrets, and it has more of a Salesforce admin focus, but I would say it's really applicable to everyone or anyone, because it's got a really foundational knowledge. And both Mark and David have this huge enthusiasm. I had such a blast talking with both of them. And this QR code will actually take you directly to David's course as well. So just encourage, there's so many, and there will be more and more. Mike Wheeler has a Udemy course, and I think some other courses as well. And there'll just be more and more pop up. But I really appreciated Mark and David's just from their background. So now I'm going to transition to what I took away from yesterday, was that there is an all-in on the part of Salesforce into AI, which I think that's going to be resonating around the world with many, many companies. There are many customers that are being featured. And what I would really encourage you to do is take the opportunity to go to salesforce.com. You can just Google customer stories. And they've done this really beautiful job of showcasing different organizations. And they feature, I think there's 3 right in the front area from the materials of yesterday, where they're talking specifically about customers and work that they're already doing in this space. But it's a really good way to discover customers who are heavily invested in Salesforce. And the stories really spells out what clouds they're using, what projects they're working on, things that are on their roadmaps, so that you can identify one where there's good opportunity and is likely to have continued opportunity, but also really stand out as a candidate because you're able to know who the leaders are, that you're able to reference the projects that they're doing. It's a great way to network and reach out. But I'm going to focus on a few that came up, and I looked up positions that were open at these customers, and there's other positions as well, but I just pulled a couple. L'Oreal is a big customer. They've had some massive global initiatives, and they've got a couple of really cool key type of positions. So these are higher level roles, but they're really good ones. So, and this is the other reason is just you can see, and this is just pulled right off of Salesforce's website. You can find out who's working on these plans. And a lot of these customers will also be at Dreamforce. That's another great place to find opportunities is go to Dreamforce from last year and see the customers and the speakers. You watch and learn what they're up to. It's a great way to reference when you're reaching out to network or connect with people and mention something that you saw in the session. And with Salesforce Plus, the on-demand information, it's a great place to do that. Yeti is another Salesforce customer, and they've got a number of Commerce Cloud developer roles, and they have a supply chain solution architect. So they also have some really interesting projects going on and are likely to be continuing to hire for Salesforce roles. The AAA is, and they are interesting because they have, if you search, there's a number of different sites because they're run regionally in many cases. And so they have career opportunities in different places, but they definitely have some developer roles, but they have some really cool initiatives and they're featured. So again, this is just kind of showing you the variety of customers that they have. And there's nonprofits, there's, just this huge variety, and you can, go straight to their career sections. So Amtrak was an interesting one, Mercedes-Benz, American Express, American Water. And this is now away from the Salesforce Day focus. And I think probably a number of you may have seen this posted or reshared on LinkedIn, but I don't know about you, but I am Canva obsessed. It's incredible. They are not headquartered in the United States, but they're growing just rapidly. And they are hiring for a sales system administrator here in the US. And it looks really interesting and intriguing as a job. And Canva is just such an exciting company. Canva also has a huge AI side that is ramping up. So I suspect that there will be, for those of you that have an interest or are willing to invest in that time, this is something that could help you stand out and a company to really consider. Franklin Covey has a Salesforce admin intern opportunity. And I saw that a few days ago that it looked like perhaps it was closed, but I was able to go directly onto the Franklin Covey site today and this morning, and it seemed active, and I was able to start that process. So for those of you really looking for an entree, this is a great one. Franklin Covey is a fascinating company and could be, just a great way to take a step forward in your career. Idealist they're hiring for a number of positions, but they have solution architect focus. So that's one that I wanted to point out if you are interested in more of that consulting area. And I'm going to take the opportunity to just showcase a variety of recruiters or recruiting companies that are specifically focused in the Salesforce space. And Josh Matthews has been in the community much longer than I have, really supportive. And Stephen is actually from my hometown in Portland. So they always have open positions, and they've, long-term relationships with Salesforce customers. So they have a variety, and these are the roles that they have live on their website right now. So they've got director of delivery, Salesforce development success manager, consulting, architect roles, and a variety of clouds. So if you haven't already, reach out to Josh and Steven, and they're really good about posting opportunities as they come up. So that is fast and furious. I wanted to just make sure to touch bases with you before I head off to Raleigh, North Carolina for the Dreaming in Color Conference. If you are aware of open jobs, feel free to tag me or DM me if you're a hiring manager and would like to be featured, if you're looking for someone specific, or perhaps you want to share a project that you are launching and you're going to be hiring over the remainder of the year. I'd be so happy to have you as a guest. And I am getting people recommended to me to feature. So I will also be having a feature each week on a candidate that is somebody that is, highly respected and regarded, that is available and looking, and taking that opportunity to share candidates as well. So I wish you all so much luck in your job search, and for those of you looking to hire the right person for your team, there's so much talent available right now, and I am excited about this new series. I hope that it brings some new ideas or sparks opportunities that you may not be aware of. And I will be hosting this weekly. So I will be posting later this week, the one for next. And again, thank you all. And again, support Dreamin in Color, share those posts, and I will see you next week. Actually, I'll see you over the next few days with Dreamin in Color posts. So